Hello, welcome back to my channel. As promised, it's a bookshelf tour. I promised you guys in my home office, home library tour that I would give you like a proper bookshelf tour eventually, and I wanted to get it done this month for you guys, seeing as I'm doing Booktober. It's kind of relevant still. These are probably not the forever shelves. As I collect more, as things get moved around, as my standalones end up with their partner trilogies or series or however many books there might be with them, they'll probably get moved to this side. I'm still figuring it out, but for right now, this seems pretty set in stone of what I'm sticking with. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the bookshelf tour. Hi! Up here is my Disney fairy tale retellings. This is the Kingdom Keepers. This is like a Disney park sci-fi book that I was supposed to read last year and then like didn't because like I don't know how I feel about it. But that's what that is. And The Sleeper and the Splinter is a graphic novel. Alice in Wonderland and Other Stories by Lewis Carroll. My little goodies, all of these. This is actually a candle from Novel Wicks that I burnt. It's not as cute now. And then different bookmarks from Owl Crate. But then here we have Ace of Shades, Lost in the Never Woods, A Blade So Black, Splintered, Tiger Lily, Queen of Hearts, and then it kind of goes into just like normal fairy tale-esque vibes. So the Hazelwoods, The Truth About Happily Ever After, and Briar Rose. I actually love this edition. I just think it's so pretty. I haven't read it yet, but it's just so cute and small. I think it's World War II. And then my little pocket edition of the Grimm Fairy Tales. That's my little Disney collection. I definitely want to expand. I love retellings and fairy tale-esque stories for the most part. I'm looking at You Ever Cursed, You Sucked. And the next level down, this starts my rainbow shelves. I'm really proud of it. Yes, I do actually still have my leaves. It's still October, so I thought I'd leave my Halloween decoration just because like I can't be bothered. Over here, I just have like a little canister. This actually has TBR stuff in it for future uses. And this is an Axio, the Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. And this was from Fairy Loot. But starting off my rainbow, it actually starts with like stark white. With this Owl Crate edition of The Drowned Woods. Then it goes into Six Crimson Crames, which is like a little like ivory pink color, and straight into pink down the rainbow. So we have The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I loved this. Ballad and Dagger, Shadow of the Fox, The Empire of Dreams, an old candle from Owl Crate, Iron Widow, Sisters of the Snake, Deadly Education, These Vicious Grace, The Gilded Ones, Jade Fire Gold, Skin of the Sea, A Snake Falls to Earth. Somebody needs to scream at me so I can finish reading, or I can start this and finish this, because I would love to read it. The House in the Cerulean Sea, one of my favorites. Wild is the Witch, The Poison Heart, Of Fire and Stars. I got this in high school so many years ago, still have never touched it. An Arrow to the Moon, The Girl the Sea Gave Back, The Sword of Kaigan, and The Drowned Kinds. Y'all remember when I thought I was going to be reading The Sword of Kaigan? I remember that. That was so silly of me, but here we are. Still haven't read it. It's all good. But I love this shelf. You like never see it in my backgrounds because I always like am sitting, but just know that they're here and I do love them. Filming this is gonna get real awkward real fast. So coming down the next level, my rainbow goes from here down and then over instead of like, I don't know, I just kind of like that. But I have my Daughter of the Moon Goddess little owl crate. No, fairy loot mug. Yeah, fairy loot mug. That's very cute. That currently homes all of my bookmarks. And then we have the Daughter of the Moon Goddess, Violet Made of Thorns, Blood Scion. I never say that right. Twin Crowns, Dream Lies Beneath. I really want to read this. I haven't heard anyone really talking about it, but it just sounds so good. I don't know. Amari and the Night Brothers, Scorpio Races, Midnight Never Would. I really want to read this Christmas. Ink, Iron, and Glass, Piranesi. Cute Mutants. This is the cutest cover ever, so love that for me. And then over here it goes into Sweet and Bitter, The Star Thief. I really need to read this. Eliza absolutely loved this book, and it's just been sat on my shelf staring at me, just like, Eliza says it's good, you should read it. The Ones We're Meant to Find, another copy of Violet Made of Thorns, We Hunt the Flames. I super need to read The Ivory Key, The Cruel Prince. I have not read this still. Belladonna, Only a Monster, and Mirage. A lot of these books are old Owl Crate editions, like Mirage and The Cruel Prince, before things got super fancy with books, but I still love them, and I'm so excited to read them. So down here, we're kind of getting into just like my black standalone books, except for The Time Travelers. That one doesn't quite fit because it's gray, but whatever. Together We Burn, Grace and Fury, Lightlark. My video just went up. Dedicated reading vlog for Lightlark. Day 23. So go check that out. I'll leave it in the cards. Year of the Reaper, I'm really excited for it. No one's really talked about it, but like I'm so sorry. Like, this is beautiful. I'm so excited. Like, it sounds so intriguing. Next is Middle Game. I really need to read this before the end of the year because it's on one of those like yearly TBR lists that I made. Heart of Iron, Catching Stars, The Cursed Carnival, Sky in the Deep, The Depths, The Darkening, Vespertine, Belladonna, and Defy the Night. All of these I'm pretty excited for. They are kind of in a rainbow descent still, even though they're like all black. And then over here is my like sad little random sci-fi books that I didn't know what to do with. So I've got Reboot, the Fifth Wave, and the Infinite Sea that I don't know if I'll ever actually read. So this shelf you're probably kind of familiar with at this point. This shelf is completely subject to change after the spooky season, but I really wanted these books to showcase for my videos because they're on my TBR. But we've got The Coldest Touch, Bunny, Brutal Hearts, House of Hollow, and The Dead in the Dark. I just read The Dead in the Dark in my September Buzzwordathon, but the rest of these I did a try a chapter for, which honestly is one of my favorite videos of the month. Over here we have The Lights of Prague. I also read this in my September Buzzwordathon. It's a vampire book. You might want to read it this spooky season if you can. And then A Dowry of Blood and The Book Eaters. I don't know where else to put them. They'll probably remain on this shelf because this is, I think, still going to be some horror potentially because I have a lot of horror books, but that's how we're looking. And I have to lower you one more time. This shelf is kind of the hardest to show you, so I do apologize, but we have Courtney Summers' Sadie, The Project, Chills, Harmony House. This is the Asylum series by Madeline Rowe. I do have the first book. I just lent it to a friend. My favorite, House of Salt and Sorrow. Horrid, What Moves the Dead. Gallant, but behind Gallant would be my two mass market paperbacks, The Chain and The Final Girls. I also have Little Black Lies, AJ Finn's The Woman in the Window, and The Girl on the Train. There are books that I'm interested in reading, but I don't care enough to show because this is just so cute and pretty and they fit perfectly behind. And then we have Riley Sager's The House Across the Lake, Mona Watt's All's Well, Ace of Spades. I don't know where to properly put this. I don't feel like it fits the horror category, but you know, I'm sure it's fine. Leave the World Behind, One by One by Ruth Ware, and Gone Girl. Just awkwardly shimmying over, you still can't really see me, I do apologize. We have the beautiful, the expensive House of Leaves in hardback. And then I kind of made this shelf an extension of my horror to like wrap around. So I kind of based the shelf off of my Face Out of House of Leaves in like the colors you would find. So there's the white for My Heart is a Chainsaw, black Imaginary Friend, the bluish orange Survive the Night, Hyde and Ruth Ware, the It Girl to make up like the orange and the yellows. I don't know. I thought that was really clever. Coming up a little bit, we have one of my favorite shelves. This is like my dark academia gothic shelf. I might end up moving these over onto my wall depending on if they fit. But we've got Confessions for Your Own Good, If We Were Villains, A Lesson in Vengeance, Lake's Edge, Grim Rose Girls, A Forgery of Roses, and The Death of Jane Lawrence. This is probably the shelf that I've read the most books on. I will eventually do my like physical TBR of books that I've not yet read, but I own. That will be coming, I promise. But for now, they're all just kind of mixed in, and they look great. you just have to guess on which I need to read. Next here is what I believe to be my favorite book so far of the year, All of Us Villains, and its sequel, All of Our Demise, which I still have not read. Hopefully by the time this video goes up I will have read it, but currently I haven't. And I also have Lila's Dagger from a darker shade of magic, which I didn't like, but I have her dagger, which I think is cool. And it fits the vibes. This is the strangest filming setup I think I've ever had to do for a video. This just like, is this working for you guys? Is this aesthetic enough? Here we have my little like Stephanie Garber shrine. We've got Caraval Legendary Finale, and then the spin-off Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad Ever After. I'm really hoping to read these in November, December, potentially January, because I hear these are pretty Christmassy, or like wintry, not Christmassy. And then we have the beautiful Hotel Magnifique and the cursed the Night Circus, which I still have not read. Can you believe it? I still haven't read a book. Wow, crazy. So next we have my little like shrine, if you will, to the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. Why, you may ask? Because this series made me really love reading. Even though I never finished, my bookmark is still in the third book. And we're gonna leave it there. I also have Walmart exclusive edition of Teardrop by Lauren Kate that I also never read. I'm hoping to buy the prequel and then, spoiler alert, do a reading vlog where I revisit these. And this is a nice little candle I got from the Asian Festival last summer, I believe, from a small business in Oregon. It's kind of hard to see, but this is my dedicated like musical shelf, if you will. We've got Wicked, Dear Evan Hansen, Peggy and Hamilton, A Revolutionary Friendship, West Side Story, and the beautiful edition of Phantom of the Opera, another edition of Phantom of the Opera, and a retelling. This is just Roseblood, I believe, which is a Phantom of the Opera retelling that I started reading. I got it, I believe, in an Owl Crate. The font is red, and I still have not read it, so that's that. Hi! Welcome to the other side of my bookshelf you rarely ever see, and probably didn't know about. Ding! Just stand on my tippy toes for this. These are all of the books that are part of like bigger classic fantasy series. So you've got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, with my little like fake fan Harry Potter trinkets. This is Hagrid, R.I.P. Never read the books, but I do have him in the little owl. And then we've got my Narnia collection of all the books with a little postcard and this really cute bookmark. This here, this is Merlin, book 10, that I didn't know was book 10 when I bought it, so it's just hidden until I can maybe get more of the series. Oops. This is the Percy Jackson series, and then it goes into Maze Runner? Yeah, Maze Runner, which is still in its plastic. I don't know if I'm going to ever read them. Currently I'm keeping them in case I do. I don't know. I think I might donate them. We'll see. And then the City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, all right here. I don't know how to read these. I don't know where to start, but I bought them in high school when the Shadows Hunter show came out, and I was like, ah, cool. And then, like, that didn't happen. And a trinket dish designed by Cassandra Clare herself from Fairy Loot. And this is my plant. I don't know what kind of plant it is, but it is purple, and I like it. On this next shelf, I love this next shelf, we have some of my favorites. And some of my boyfriend's favorites. So this is kind of like his shelf in my office if he was to ever read any of the books in here. I mean, he has already read some of them. So I've got the Scythe trilogy, Wool, which is like another sci-fi dystopian series, the lovely Red Rising saga. I'm so excited for the new books to come out, and then my tarot cards of them from Fairy Loot, and a little Scythe pin from Fairy Loot, yeah. And then on this side we have, I believe, what are the first 3 books of the Game of Thrones series, and then the Lord of the Rings, which I haven't read. I will eventually, I promise. And I believe this was also, it's a quote, also I believe from Fairy Loot, but that might have been Owl Crate. It's really hard to keep up, but thanks Owl Crate and Fairy Loot for sponsoring my shelves. Welcome to my sad shelf that I don't know what I'm doing with, but it's mostly just like clutter. This is all full of pins from book boxes that I genuinely don't know what to do with at this point because they don't fit in my tin. Reading prompt cards, just normal playing cards, dice, a little candle, extra like bookmark goodies that don't fit in the cup. It's kind of just like my mess. And then we have the beautiful Illumicrate editions of Gideon the Ninth. Stunning. And then Crescent City, because I bought them when the hype happened, and I was like, I'll totally read those. Oh, and then this Gideon the Ninth candle that I got from Owl Crate. Owl Crate? It's so hard to keep up. Yeah, Owl Crate. It's so hard to keep up with who comes out with who. Or who comes out with what. It's gonna get darker as we go further down. I do apologize, but spooky typewriter that we got. It doesn't work or anything, it's just cute decoration. But here we have the Girls of Paper and Fire trilogy that I'm telling myself I should finish before the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if that happens because I'm intimidated, but the second book kind of has like wintry vibes, so I might be more into it come then. And then here is the Storm Siren trilogy. Kind of have like similar vibes with like the bright colored spines. Yeah, I'm at a loss with this entire like bottom half of the shelf because I want them to be cute, but I also want them to be like my series together because I prefer them together. So I just don't know. The shelf you're more familiar with. Welcome to my little background shelf. My pumpkin now lives here for the time being. He's just my cute little background light. I love him with my whole heart. And then we come into my, I do not know what I'm doing. Hello, welcome to my bookshelves. They're a mess. Here's my little like tiny little pirate section because I just like them being together. You got the Daughter of the Pirate King, Fable, Sam. What happened to your like cool face out? We always comment on how cool your Fable and Namesake face out is. Oh, my dogs ate the dust jacket of Namesake. I'm okay. So, seeing as I'd have to buy a completely other copy to be able to have the face out again, it might be a while until I feel the urge to purchase that just for a dust jacket. So my soul is a little crushed. If you have street tacos, let your dogs be in the room with you as you eat them or they will destroy your bookshelves. Fun little lesson. And then we've got The Last Legacy, Spells for Forgetting. These are all Adrienne Young books. Gods of Jade and Shadow. I never get that title right. This is the 5th edition of the year's best fantasy and horror collection. Oh, 9th edition. And then Graceling, and then The Wrath and the Dawn duology that I really need to finish because this like gave me so much love. So yeah, that's this shelf. We're almost there. This final shelf, I know it's a bit dark. We've got the last of my like horror books at the moment. So House of Hunger, Slewfoot, The Last House on Needless Street, Dead Silence, and A Head Full of Ghosts. And then I just have another Novel Wicks candle. This is Ghost Stories. And then over here I just have like pencil pouches, book sleeves, book totes, whatever, just there. Now over here is a bit more fun and exciting. So this is my book of the month shelf. Super fancy, I know. Down here we have my single only brown book, which is Small Angels. I'm excited for this. And then here we have like the cool tones. So we've got The Devil Takes You Home, Siren Queen, The Love Hypothesis, and The Paris Apartment. And then up here we have For Better or For Worse. I actually thrifted this because it sounded interesting. The Stardust Thief, Thistlefoot, The Keeper of Night, The Hacienda, You're Invited, Keikai, I think is how you say it, and Other Birds. I need to get better at reading these. I don't think I've read any of these yet, so gotta work on that. So over here is my other Skinny Billy bookshelf. Here I have my middle grade, so Matilda, Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle, and Nevermore. I kind of bought these as like a splurge out of nowhere. And then my entire Lock and Key graphic novels. I did a whole reading vlog with them. Definitely check that out because I would not widely recommend those books to everybody. And then down here we have Heartstopper. My cute little collection. If you haven't read Heartstopper yet, what are you doing? This here is probably my all-time favorite shelf. These are the entire completed collector's edition of Fruits Basket. I am so excited. I'm hoping sneak peek to do a reading vlog with these soon because I just really love the show. I want to love the manga. I'm just so freaking excited. You don't understand, okay? Okay. And then, I don't film over here because like the lighting just isn't really it. As you can see, this is kind of a random collection of books. I've got like my literary over here, The Anxious People, A Little Life, Crazy Rich Asians, Perks of Being a Wallflower, oh my god, I'm falling. Perks of Being a Wallflower, In the Year of Rest and Relaxation. And then John Green, Looking for Alaska, Will Grayson, Paper Towns, Colpa della Stella, which is The Fault in Our Stars in Italian, and then The Fault in Our Stars. The only one out of these I haven't read is Will Grayson, blah blah, is Will Grayson, and I don't know if I ever will. And then we have Matt Haig, oh my god, why is talking hard? Matt Haig's The Midnight Library, and Blackout, which I'm not sure if I'll ever finish. I did like soft DNF it, but whatever. Next down here are my historical fiction. As you can tell, it's already full. I really thought that I was gonna have like so much space on this shelf for like all my romance, all historical fiction, all literary. But I do have plans, even though I love looking at Fruit Basket and it's like my prized possession. I do have a plan to put a bookshelf or shelves in general in the game room next door and then move all of my like manga in there, because then I can also, because my Kingdom Hearts series is already in there, and then I can get the Naruto series and put it in there, and it just kind of makes sense. So that's the plan, to free this up to fit more things. And then down here, historical shelf, The Book Thief, Wolf by Wolf, which I need to read this year, The Girl in the Blue Coat, The Zookeeper's Wife, and All the Light We Cannot See. And then it kind of, these are like definite World War II era books because I love historical fiction set in World War II. And then Pride and Prejudice, The Da Vinci's Tiger, Winter Solstice, and Fireflies in December. These two I thrifted for Buzzwordathon 2021 and didn't read, and I don't know if I will. And then, final shelf over here. So ignoring my cords and my craft paper, this is my romance shelf. It's already full. That's kind of a problem. I also have The Hate U Give. I don't know if this is actually like romance, but it fits here for now. Back here I have the Did I Mention I Love You trilogy. Apparently there's a 4th book. I'm not gonna read it. I still have my bookmark in this 3rd book. Will I revisit the series? Maybe for a future video. But this is a stepbrother high school romance that I ate up when I was in high school. My ex-boyfriend bought me the series and I thought it was a good time. Now that I'm older and matured and like and more wise, questionable, not great. Here we have the Lux, the Selection, and the One, the Last Song, My Plain Jane, Eliza and Her Monsters, The Upside, and Unrequited. I got this from a Fairyloot, this from I got these 4 all from Owl Crates, which is funny because Owl Crate's supposed to be like more fantasy, but I also have Foolish Hearts, To All the Boys I Loved Before, and P.S. I Still Love You. And then we have The Hoodie Girl by Ewan Wright. I love this. This was a Wattpad story that I really enjoyed way back in the day in high school, and then Wattpad like published it into a book, and so, you know, I purchased to support. And then we have the classic After by Anna Todd. Have I read this? Not technically. Not technically. I did read the traditional fanfic when it first came out, but I have not read the revised edition. So, that is my romance little shelf. Final shelf for you guys. Let's go! This shelf here is like my newest addition, if you will. We've got Babel, Where Dreams Descend, The Inheritance Game, Certain Hunger, Legends and Latte, Know My Name, Crying in H Mart, and Small Favors. These are all just books that I'm hoping to get to soon. Okay, the lighting is weird, so we're gonna move. Yeah, you're actually on my TBR cart right now, so that I can like maneuver. Yeah, this has been interesting to film, to say the least. I did kind of rush it because I don't want to like spend time talking about all of the books on the shelves because I have discussed a lot of these books, but that shelf over there that I just showed you is my like current TBR that I'm trying to get to and read for our videos, or just for like personal like wanting to read higher priorities so I don't forget about them lost in all the other books. But those are the shelves. Eventually I will probably have to do an updated version of this, probably like sometime next year maybe, because I see specifically like this shelf down changing a lot as I read more of these books, because a lot of these aren't actually standalones, but I just currently only have the first in the series, so good on me for that, I guess. But when I start continuing in series, they'll have to move, things will get changed. I don't know what the plan is. My rainbow is also basically full, so I don't know what the plan is, really. We'll play it by ear. We'll find out together. It'll be a fun time. Join me on my bookshelf journey, because who knows where we're going. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. You might have noticed there's not a lot of like structure to my shelves besides like rainbow or just put somewhere. Yeah, I feel like my older shelves had more of like a theme because they were put together by genre, and these shelves are still genre. Like, these are all fantasy in rainbow order. All of my horror and thriller are down below. Like, it still makes sense, but like, I don't know, it just feels more chaotic to me. Maybe because there's more books. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It just it just feels like a lot, but they make me happy. Oh, I also have Witches Steeped in Gold. I have like a little like side temporary makeshift bookshelf on my desk right now for things that I thought I was gonna read over the weekend. But that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't all crooked like I am right now. She's a booktuber. She's so good at her YouTube career. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Bye!